Pakistan cricket at its best. 1 minute down, next minute up.
Delighted to be joined by one of my regular guests, dear friend of mine, somebody who's been in the game of cricket for many, many years, probably longer than I've lived, but I don't want to show how old he is. Umpire, player, former captain, former coach. In cricket, he's done everything. Beloved commentator, formerly of Sky Sports, and still producing some fantastic articles and podcasts and various other things to do with cricket. The one and only David Bumble Lloyd. Bumble, hope you're well.
Yeah, well, I'm great. I've got to tell you, Sanj, I've been down in Sidmouth. We had 5 days down in Sidmouth in Devon. And en route, I noticed that Lancashire were playing Somerset at Taunton. So we dropped in there. We dropped in, myself and my wife and the 2 dogs. We watched the game at Taunton, and Lancashire were excellent, really well. Rocky Flintoff got 100. Jennings got 100. Archie Vaughan, who looks a damn good cricketer to me, bowled very tidy off spin, tall, spins it, got good control, great action, a little bit like Nathan Lyon. So it was a chance to see young cricketers. Lancashire came through that, and then we went down to Sidmouth. I don't know whether you've been to Sidmouth. Sidmouth Cricket Club is fabulous. It's right by the sea. It's iconic. And it's a great for you and I just to say that touring teams go down there and they have a touring teams week. If you've got a touring team, get yourself down to Sidmouth. It is fantastic. You won't get anything better, but you can't hit sixes. You're not allowed to hit sixes because people are walking on the promenade and the people are playing tennis and people are playing croquet. And you've got to keep it on the ground, which I like that. I think that's a good idea. No sixes.
I'll have to look out for that, Bumble. Get down there myself and watch a bit of cricket. Bumble, England versus Pakistan. So Pakistan are here, but in the past, from my perspective, and probably from many Pakistani fans' perspective, when Pakistan were coming to England, there was that buzz, there was that excitement. Oh, we're going to see Shoaib, we're going to see Wasim, Waqar, Imran Khan, Miandad, etc. This time, I don't feel that buzz.
I just wonder whether Pakistan have turned the corner. They won a test match in the West Indies. Have things calmed down a little bit? I think they've prepared okay. I think they'll be in a good state of mind to play England. No better time to play England. England haven't got a coach. It's an interim coach, which is Marcus Trescothick. Joe Root is back as captain. I think this is a good opportunity for Pakistan. And I think when you look at the attack, they should be savvy enough. And Mohammad Abbas, with a wicketkeeper, stood up. I think that's particularly crucial for the way that they go about the business. I think it's a good time for Pakistan to play England.
Regarding the captaincy situation, Bumble, are you surprised that Root took the captaincy on again?
Well, I've been discussing that with Alistair Cook, Philip Tufnell and Michael Vaughan. Now, you've got 2 former England captains in there, and they both think it's an excellent move that we went back to 2022 when Joe Root lost, decided he didn't want to do the job. And he was saying at that time, I'm absolutely spent. It's weighed too much on me. I need to free myself. Well, he's refreshed now. And he's a very senior player. And you've got to remember that time that he did it last time. He had got some real strong characters in that team. He had Broad, he had Anderson, he had Ben Stokes, real strong characters. Now he's the elder statesman with a lot of younger players, and I think he'll do a better job.
Regarding England's preparation, Bumble, just a couple of days ago, some of the lads were playing in the 100 final. You had Josh Tongue and a couple of others, Ben Duckett and Gus Atkinson, all in that final. So 2-3 days after playing in the 100 final, they're going to be expected to perform in a test match. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, I don't mind that because if on one hand, we on our podcast, we had Curtly Ambrose and Courtney Walsh, and they were saying, you've got to be bowling. None of this resting, sitting down and watching. You have to be bowling. So the lads that you've mentioned, what have they bowled? 25 deliveries in a final? 25? Six for 4 overs and 1 ball? Yeah, they've ticked over. They should be ready. What they've not been doing is playing with a red ball. So I would think that England's preparation under Trescothick, they'll obviously be practicing with red balls. And I don't think it's much of a hindrance to say, I'd rather them be playing than sat down watching and deciding, oh, we've got a test match, I might get injured, so therefore I won't play. I'm going back to Ambrose and Walsh. You need to be playing. You need to be bowling. So Pakistan's preparation, them lads have been bowling. They've been ticking over. They've been batting. They've been bowling. They've been out in the middle. That's good.
You mentioned Mohammad Abbas, Bumble, and he's one of the key players for Pakistan, obviously. And then you've got the likes of Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, Shan Masood. They're going to be heavily relying on those 4 experienced guys, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But, I just look at the team that they've got, and they don't seem to me to have great superstars like Younis Khan, like Inzamam, like Waqar and Wasim. So, for the coach to just have a bunch of players, if they've got the right attitude and they can calm things down politically, I don't think this is a bad time to be playing England. England have been in turmoil, as we know, with Ben Stokes leaving the group. A new coach doesn't come in until South Africa during the winter, Stephen Fleming. I think they should be quietly confident, Pakistan, that they can do a job. Now, the first game's at Headingley. It grips a little bit. It grips a bit for the spinner. Weather-wise, it should be okay. But it comes down to how do they bowl? They ain't got Wasim and they ain't got Waqar. Hit the top of off stump. Hit the top of off stump. You don't have express pace. Just look at Bangladesh, the way that they've just played against Australia. No searing pace, disciplined line and length bowling. And I think the keeper is key. If Pakistan's keeper is key, what I would do with these balls is stand up to the England batters, keep them back in the crease, because they like to do a little bit of wandering, England batters. They like to get down. Keep them in the crease, keep them honest, get the wicketkeeper up to the stumps to line and length, discipline bowling.
Well, you mentioned about the bowlers, but for bowlers to win the match, they need runs on the board, and they're going to rely a lot on Babar Azam. We know his quality, we know his strengths. He's going to have that extra responsibility and pressure of being captain. How do you see him doing in the series?
Well, if England, go back to Australia again, you hunt after the captain. If you can keep the captain quiet, you have a chance of keeping the rest quiet. So he's got a lot on his shoulders. His big thing is he's not in Pakistan. He's in England, and he should get a lot of support. There should be some real good support for Pakistan. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Pakistan supporters outnumber England, because it's an event. They got 3 test matches. It's an event for the Pakistan supporters to go and watch the national team in England. And so, yeah, there's a bit of pressure on Babar Azam, but he's a super player for a start. I like the lad who played at Yorkshire last year, Ahmed. Is he in the squad? Is he playing?
Yeah, Inzamam-ul-Haq.
Yeah, he looked a super player for Yorkshire last year. He really did. And I had a little chat with him at York Cricket Club, and he were really grounded. He were a grounded guy. And so, you need that sort of guy who will play test match cricket. And so moving forward, England, after all this gung-ho baseball, Stephen Fleming comes in, Trescothick's in charge at the minute. Root has already said we get back to playing the situation. Now that's not rocket science. That is test match cricket. Play the situation, because sometimes you're going to have to be on the defensive, and then you've got to pick your time to come out and be aggressive. Now England have not been able to do that in the past. They've just gone this gung-ho. That's the way that we do it. Well, I think they're going to be more pragmatic under this new Root, Fleming, and a bit of Trescothick as well.
looking at the England pace bowling lineup, Bumble, it's frightening, really. You've got Jofra Archer, Gus Atkinson, excuse me, Josh Tongue, and Ollie Robinson, probably. I mean, that's four quality pace bowlers. They must be licking their lips at this thought of bowling to Pakistan.
Yeah, they will, and they've got a varied attack there. You've got somebody like Atkinson, who I think is a super bowler. Now, Gus Atkinson bowls a line and a length, but he's 88 to 90 miles an hour, and he's accurate. So then they've got an enforcer like Tong, who's awkward with his action, his arms and legs, 90 miles an hour. Jofra Archer is real quality. And then you've got Ollie Robinson, again, 80 miles an hour, probing. And there's room for that type of bowler in Test match cricket who can hit the top of off stump with great discipline. And especially if you can get the keeper to stand up. That's a new innovation started by Carey out in Australia, Tunisia and Bolland. Get up to the stumps and keep the batter in the crease, bowl line and length, and your LBW, because of DRS, LBW is a big player with the wicketkeeper up to the stumps.
When we've seen Pakistan come to England, Bumble, over the years, we've seen that sort of chaotic element of the unpredictability and the controversies over the years, which I won't go into all the details of, but you know what I mean. We've had the spot fixing and many other ones. I guess from Pakistan's perspective, they just want a quiet series where they get on with the cricket.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll get that because, like we've mentioned before, it's not full of great ego superstars. You've got a good captain and get a bunch of players together who can do the job. Now, the chaotic element comes with having great players. And going back to Imran Khan and Javed Miandad, they were combative, particularly Javed. He put some real steel into Pakistan cricket. And then you get two world-class bowlers, Wasim and Waqar, absolutely world-class. You'd think about picking them in any World 11 now, with great reverse swing. It were totally different. We hadn't seen anything of it. I thought they were fantastic. The spot fixing business was unfortunate. I mean, that's unfortunate. And it seems to have disappeared from the game. And the authorities might have been caught unawares. And players would be vulnerable. And players will have learned a lesson. And it's great to see Mohammad Amir playing in the 100. He's been playing. And he looked absolutely fine. And he had a wonderful supporter in Michael Atherton, if you remember. Atherton writing some real positive things. And so that aspect of the game is unfortunate. And I'm not bothered what country they come from. It's unfortunate for the player who's, made a wrong turn. And there are one or two from New Zealand as well, that you make a wrong turn. But that's life. And you learn from these sort of situations. And I'm absolutely certain you come out a better person. You come out a better player, a better person.
Many of us miss that chaotic, that aggression, that, the players fighting amongst themselves and then going out there the next minute and performing so well, though, in Pakistan cricket, Bumble. I bet you miss it as well.
Yeah, you do it. I mean, when Pakistan come to England, you just expect it. You don't know what to expect because they'll be arguing amongst themselves, but then the world-class players and some real characters like Inzamam, who was a world-class player. Inzamam, he had an absolute aversion to fielding. He hated fielding, didn't want to field at all. But what a player, what a wonderful player. And I'll never forget, we were out in Pakistan, we were covering the series out there, and they decided that they'd get a fitness guy in who would work the players in fitness. Imzamam sat in a deck chair with his pads on, waiting for somebody to come and bowl at him in the nets. He didn't do the fitness. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. He looked like a stately person, like a prince or a king. I'll wait for somebody to come and bowl at me. Whilst all the other lads I'll tell you one we haven't mentioned, who was absolutely world class, Mushtaq leg spinner. What a bowler he was. fantastic bowler for Pakistan and for Sussex. And then he became England bowling coach, you remember? He was a fantastic bloke. And he used to call me Mr. Bumble. Mr. Bumble. He just called me Bumble, David, Mr. Bumble. Yeah.
Well, you must have some great memories in the commentary box of commentating on England versus Pakistan over the years.
Yeah, and these quality players. And again, you know, a real quality player was Younis Khan. Younis Khan was a fantastic player. Came in at number 3. And, you know, he had a great walk, determined walk to the wicket. And he had some extravagant stroke play. And so when you get superstars like that, and all the superstars have been associated with Indian cricket at the minute, all the great players, Bumrah, Kohli, Dhoni. Back in the day, it was Waqar, Wasim, Imran, Javed, Younis Khan, Inzamam, Mushtaq, Ahmed. These are world-class performers, world-class, and they won, and they used to win. So the team haven't been doing great. They need to keep the politics out of I mean, they keep changing coaches like you wouldn't believe, and that can't be right. That cannot be right, because it disturbs the team. The team turn up and don't, well, who's coaching today? Who is it this week? And so I hope that has calmed down, and they've got a coach who they can identify with.
Well, I think Pakistani fans' expectations are quite low of this series against England, especially away from home, given Pakistan's away record, 1 win in 9 test matches away from Pakistan.
Yeah.
How do you see the series going, Bumble? I mean, England, you know, they must be clear favourites, though.
England are clear favourites. And in a 2-horse race, I'd look closely at the second favourites. I think that if they've got anything about them, Pakistan, super time to play England. They've just been beaten at home, England, by New Zealand. The captain's left the team. You've no better time. There isn't a better time.
Bumble, many thanks for your time. Will you be at any of the matches?
Yeah, I'm going on Friday. It's really nice. I've been invited by Yorkshire County Cricket Club to take my wife and to watch day 3. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I've no doubt I will see Jeffrey. So Jeffrey Boycott, he'll be there. And we can chew the fat and we'll have a bit of an argument, I should think. And we'll reminisce a bit. And that's what we do. When you get to our age, you can reminisce. And let me tell you, Saj, you get better and better the older you get. You didn't drop any catches. You didn't drop any catches. You didn't get any ducks.
Well, fantastic, Bumble. Always appreciate your time and your views. And hopefully I'll see you on Friday at Headingley. Thank you.
Great to chat, Saj. Thank you.